Dead as a Doornail, Book 6 of the Stan Kraychik Mysteries. Author, Grant Michaels. Publisher, St. Martin's Press, New York. Narrator, Eric Aust. Chapter 34. On my way through the south end, I pass by my property. It sits there, solemnly surrounded by yellow police tape, proclaiming it a crime scene. Too bad that tape wasn't up there before all this happened. And if Tim Shagnosi's death was really an accident, why isn't that police tape down? The investigation is closed, right? I'll have to check with Branco about getting that tape removed. It means we'll have to talk again. But as with any breakup, there'll probably be many final conversations, and they'll all be about stupid things like who left the tape up. I progress through the South End commercial area and see that the storefronts for Myron's, Thorne's, and Selena businesses are all closed for the day. Business must be good since it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I backtrack a bit to pass by XUX. I peer into the salon. There's no nightlight on now. It's still odd that I've never seen a single client in this place. Is it a front? But for what? I'm looking so intently into the salon that I don't realize I have company. It's Betty, Myron's dog. Next thing I know, he's straddling my leg and he's got his muzzle in my crotch. First a straight bodybuilder, now a dog. What is my love life coming to? Something seems to be bothering Betty. He wags his tail nervously and peers up at me anxiously. Then he friskily gambols a short distance down Shumut Avenue toward Waltham Street. He turns back abruptly and yelps at me, then runs right at me. Now barking loudly, he goes for my pants leg, but then backs off immediately. He's already learned that lesson, so instead he runs behind me and sticks his muzzle up between my thighs and pushes hard. If Betty were a guy, I'd read that message loud and clear, but I'm not sure what the dog wants, and his random jumping around is making me nervous. Does Betty know where each and every one of his teeth are as he snaps those powerful jaws together, so near my tender flesh? He dashes around in front of me again, and that's when I see Myron running up Shumut Avenue, huffing and puffing his way toward us, his huge, oversized sunglasses flashing in the late afternoon sun. "Dollface!" he howls. "Hold on to them!" I try to grab Betty's collar, but he's moving about too frantically. When Myron finally gets to us, he's completely out of breath. Still, he manages to scold Betty. "Bad dog," he says. "Bad runaway dog." Immediately, Betty cringes slightly, but he looks up at me as though I should protect him from Myron's fiend wrath. Meanwhile, the exertion of running has activated Myron's cologne. It's a decent scent, and I have to give the guy credit for using high-class stuff. "What happened?" I asked. "Oh, dollface, just let me catch my breath." "Good luck you were here," he says. Who knows where Betty might have run off to? While Myron takes a moment to recover, I ask him, "Is Angie ever open for business?" "Huh?" he says. "I've never seen anyone in this salon." "Oh," says Myron. "She's usually very busy, but ever since that incident with Tamantha." His voice trails off. "Incident," I say. "Do I have to spell everything out?" "Dollface, I mean his death. Tamantha's death. Do you need help with that concept too?" Myron has regained his breath along with his inimitable wit. He peers into the shop window. "Dark as a tomb," he says. "Maybe it's your sunglasses." "Clever you," says Myron. "Were you hoping to be in his will?" "Whose will?" "Tammy's," he says. "Timmy had a will?" "Yes, dollface, and Angie is the executors." "Didn't you know? I thought that's why you were looking for her." "I guess I still think of Timmy as a struggling young contractor, not someone with a will." Myron shakes his head dismally. "I guess you don't know as much as I thought you did. That's how I got Tammy trains." "You were in Timmy's will?" "Not quite," said Myron. "I made a little trade." "With whom?" "Who else?" he says with a smile. "Angie." "What'd you exchange?" "Information," he says. "That's the one thing people know they can trust me with. I never lie," he says, not knowingly. Then he removes his oversized sunglasses. His black eye is even more discolored than it was earlier. "So tell me," he says, "do you and Chip have a business deal now?" "A deal?" Chip has his eyes on your property, Dollface. He wants to start a restaurant. He's even going to ask you to finance them. He already has. My, he says, the boy works fast. How do you know about it? We talked, Dollface. So you're on speaking terms again? We always were. First you blackmail him, then he beats you up, and then you have brunch together. Is that how it goes? Myron says, forgive and forget. That's my motto. And what is Chip's motto? Myron grins. Just don't hold out for sex, Dollface. You saw what happened to me. Yet there's a satisfied gleam in Myron's black eye. Suddenly, Betty is tugging at my pants, leg again, pulling me in the general direction of Waltham Street. Why is he doing that, I say? I think he's trying to tell you something. What? Myron says, when was the last time you looked in on your little fiefdom? My what? Your little realty enterprise? Just now, why? Did you notice anything peculiar? I mean, no, why? Well, when Betty and I passed by there, he got very upset, started barking and carrying on. Then he broke away and ran off. That's when he found you here. Are you saying it was something at my house that upset him? Myron says, I'm not one to guess, Dollface. I'll leave those games to you. But that police tape doesn't offer much security. Is someone in there? How would I know? I just hope it's not a repeat performance of... He pauses dramatically. I think you know what I mean. Myron, who's in there? Dollface, calm down. Maybe you should go and see for yourself. But with your temper, I'd take a Xanax first. I better call the police first, is what? Oh, now, he says, maybe overreacting. What if it's just two paramours having a final tryst before yielding the property to its rightful owner? They're still trespassing, I say. Then I ask him, will you come with me? Me, says Myron, in case there's any trouble. Whatever's there, Dollface, it's all yours. Then Myron takes hold of Betty's leash and leads him away, leaving me standing in front of XUXUX. Betty glances back once, twice, then breaks away from Myron and comes barking at me. Once again, he nips at my pants and tugs me toward Waltham Street. But Myron calls out, Betty, home now! Betty quickly runs to Myron, and they trot off together in the opposite direction. What else can I do but go and assert my rights as a property owner? I must defend my homestead from uninvited guests. I wonder if I'll ever see people under that roof I actually want there. A Gay Mysteries audiobooks. I think it is easy to hate a label, but a face humanizes the word. So this effort is twofold. To offer comfort to those like myself that your world didn't end because you don't fit into the view of acceptable society on both sides. And in hopes of helping those with family that are LGBTQ, that it doesn't mean we are aliens from the child they once knew. Reassure them so they can maybe be supportive at the same time, being true to their values.